Shalom, Most High in Christ bless. I am Mir Watchman for Tabernacle of the Most High. All praise to the Most High Yahweh, Bahashim and Mashak Yahushua. Kwam Yasharala, we got next. We are the people of the book. Wake up. Be ye ready, ye Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans. Today will be Watchman Report. The topic of the class will be favor to those who walk uprightly. In order to receive favor from the Most High, you have to walk uprightly, according to his will, according to his purpose. What is favor? Favor equals what? Approval, praise, esteem, or respect. Right. So approval, praise, esteem, or respect. And that goes a long ways through everything throughout your life. You want to find a job, the Most High will give you favor. If you do it, walk uprightly. Your bills, food, whatever things may be, favor from the Most High. You might find yourself 2 months behind on rent and nobody said nothing to you. Favor. Because you might be walking uprightly according to the Most High. And in due time, he's going to put you in a position to pay off everything that you need to pay off. But you have to walk uprightly. You got to keep the faith. So, uprightly means honorable before the Father. Right? So let's dive into it. Let's go to the book of Psalms 119 and verse 1. The book of Psalms 119 and verse 1. What I'm going to do today, I'm going to show you the different steps it takes to get favor from the Most High. And I'm also going to give you an example of some of our people that was getting favor when they got put into certain situations that they had no choice or no hand into. And the Most High was with them and gave them favor. So the book of Psalms 119 and verse 1. Blessed are the undefiled, meaning those that are not defiled in the way. Meaning what way? That the who walk in the law of Yahweh, meaning they're not defiled in the walk in according to the truth. When you keep in this truth of the Most High, you're not defiling the walk of Yahweh. Right? Blessed are they that keep his testimony, and they seek him with their whole heart. Meaning what? You meditate day and night in your mind on his law, statute, commandments. Verse 3. They also do no iniquity. I mean, they are not running to do sin. They try to refrain themselves from sinning. They walk in his ways according to his law, statute, and commandments. Thou hast commanded us to keep thy precept diligently. Verse 5. Oh, that my ways were directed to keep thy statute, because our whole duty is to do what? To keep the commandments of the Most High. Then shall I not be ashamed when I have respect unto all thy commandments. When you have respect unto all of his commandments, when you honor his commandments, when you do what? When you show respect unto his commandments, then you will not be ashamed, because he will guide you. He will be there for you. He won't let you fall. He won't let you stumble. And if he does, he's not going to let you be ashamed. He's going to pick you back up, because why? He upholds the righteous with his right hand. Right? And verse 7, I will praise thee with uprightness of heart, when I shall have learned thy righteous judgments. I will keep thy statute, forsake me not utterly. So this thing has to be a complete righteous way for us. When you doing these things right here, these are things right here where you can obtain favor from the Most High. Because why? You're not walking in his ways and defiling his ways. You're pure. You're keeping his commandments. You're doing those things. These are steps right here to gain you favor from the Most High. Show respect unto his laws and things like that, right? So let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's go now to the book of Psalms chapter 5. The book of Psalms chapter 5. The book of Psalms chapter 5. We're going to start at verse 11. But let all those that put their trust in thee rejoice. Let them ever shout for joy, because thou defendest them. Let them also that love thy name be joyful in thee. Meaning what? This is favor. When we put our trust in the Most High, right? We will shout with joy. We will get joy. Why? Because he will give us favor. He gives favor unto the children of Israel. Right? Verse 12. For thou, Yahweh, will bless the righteous with favor. For thou, Yahweh, will bless the righteous with favor, without compassion, with a shield, meaning with respect, with approval, with praise. He will do what? Bless us with a shield. He will compass us with a shield. He will protect us with a shield. If we walk according to his way, he will do what? He will show us favor by protecting us. Through everything in your life, you will obtain favor from the Most High if you do according to his way. If you put your trust in him, they that put their trust in him shall obtain favor of protection. Because you go out there try to put your trust in all these things out there that trust in man. Remember it says in Lamentation 4 and 17. But yeah, I wouldn't really say 4 and 17. It might be 17 and 4. I don't know. I think that's on chapter 17. So I'm going to say Lamentation 4 and 17. Actually, let me grab that real fast. Forgive me. I might well grab it because I don't want to chop up the scriptures. So I'm going to go grab that real fast. Lamentations. Chapter 4 and verse 17. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. They're right there. That's putting trust in other people. But he says right here in the book of Psalm chapter 5, verse 5, for Yahweh will bless the righteous with favor, without compassion, with a shield. Why? Because verse 11, but let all those that put their trust in thee rejoice. That's where the favor comes from, because we put our trust in him. You got to let self go. Self might try to tell you, well, man, maybe the Most High just tell me go here with these people, they're going to help me. No. You put your trust in him, then let him do the rest for you. Right? Favor. Now, let's go to the book of, and again, when he says, for with favor, meaning what? With respect. Without compassion, with a shield. With respect for who? Respect for those, Israel. For respect for us, for approval, for praise for us, he shall protect us with a shield. He shall cover us with a shield, because he does have respect unto Israel. Now, let's go to the book of Psalm chapter 90. Let's start at verse 15. Psalm chapter 90 and verse 15. Psalm chapter 90 and verse 15. Make us glad according to the days wherein thou hast afflicted us. Like, give us joy for all the things that we were afflicted from and had to be afflicted for. That's what we asking for, right? Thou hast afflicted us in the years wherein we have seen evil. All the years we have seen evil done to us as a people. We're asking, give us favor. Give us gladness in these times now. Let us rejoice at this particular time now. Because for too long have we had pain and suffering for our people for years and years and years and years. Now give us joy and gladness, right? Verse 16, let thy work appear unto thy servant. Let thy work, the work that was aforetime, the same work that he did for Egypt, for Israel and Egypt, the same work he did to us when we walked into the land of Canaan. He gave us all the countries around us, right? Those was his work. He showed us his work amongst the people. He allowed us to conquer these people, even though we was the smallest nation. We still conquered them because he gave us favor, right? Let thy work appear unto thy servant, and thy glory unto their children. Verse 17, and let the beauty of Yahweh our Elohim be upon us, and establish thy work in our hand. Meaning what? Initiate the work that you have given us into our hand. Go ahead and start the work. The work that you have for us, started for us, initiated it for us. Let us do this work that you require of us to do, right? And not only that, but make our efforts be successful. The work that you require of us to do for us, let it be successful. You want us to go out to wake up the 12 tribes. Let our work be successful for you, Father. You want us to preach the good news. Let the word that go out of our mouth be successful unto the ears that hear it. Okay. Now, let's go to the book of Psalms 84. Psalms 84. Okay. Psalms 84 and verse 11. Psalms 84 and verse 11. For Yahweh is a sun and a shield. So he's a sun and a shield. What is the sun? Meaning, sun represents light, right? So he's a light unto us. What kind of light? Let's go first to the book of Isaiah chapter 60. So he's that light. Yahweh Shah is that light, Israel. Isaiah chapter 60 first. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of Yahweh is risen upon you. Who is the light? Yahweh Shah. The word of God is the light. He is the light, right? Let's go to the book of Proverbs 6 and 23. Get some more on this light. All right. He says, the scripture says in Psalms 84 and 11, for Yahweh is a sun, meaning he's a light. Yahweh Elohim is a sun. He is a light. What is this light supposed to do for us? Let's go to Proverbs 6 and 23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproof of instructions are the way of life. Meaning what? The light is reproof and instruction. The light is a law, statute, commandments. So he is a proof of instruction. The light is instructions to what? To get salvation. To maneuver through the midst of the darkness that is set before us. Let's get some more on it. Let's go to Psalms 119, 105. Psalms 119 and 105. Book of Psalms 119 and verse 105. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. This is your light. The word, the commandments, Yahweh Shah. Those are the light because they're all in one. How we know that? Because you go to Psalm 19, it says that his name was called the Word of God. So our light, when it says now, we're going back to Psalms 84 and 11. For Yahweh is a sun, meaning he's a light. And a shield. What a shield? Okay, precept. Let's get some precept on shield. Let's go to Psalms 28 and 2. Psalms 28 and 2. Hear the voice of my supplication. When I cry unto thee, when I lift up my hands towards thy holy oracles. Psalms 28. let's go to, no, scratch that. Let's go to Deuteronomy 33 and 29. Forgive me for that, Israel. I think I wrote down wrong scripture. Deuteronomy 32 and 29. Forgive me. 33 and 29. Happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people, saved by Yahweh, the shield of thy help, the protection of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency. And thy enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places. All right. Now, let's get Psalms 30 and 5. Psalm 30 and 5. Exact same thing I was saying earlier. When we went through our conquering all the land, he was that shield and he gave us favor. He gave us protection and favor from those that was around about us. Psalms 30 and 5. For his anger endured but a moment, and his favor is life. Weeping endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. Let's go to Psalms 89 and 18. For Yahweh is our defense, and the Holy One of Israel is our king. So he is our shield, he is our protector. He is a shield is you know what a shield is? A shield is a form of protection to shield you from something. That's what it's going into. Like it says in Psalms 91. Might want to grab it very fast. Psalms 91. They that dwell in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadows of the Almighty. I will say unto Yahweh, He is my refuge and my fortress and my Elohim. In Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver me from the snares of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with His feathers. Under His wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and thy buckler. So He says He shall be. He is in 84. For the Yahweh Elohim is a sun and a shield, right? He is a protection. His truth is protection. The truth of the Most High is protection for us. The law, statute, commandments. He is that light. He is a protection. We are protected through what? Walking accordingly to His word. If you walk uprightly in His ways, meaning walking according to His law, statute, commandment, then you are protected. He will be a shield for you. Now, let's go to the book of Psalms chapter 3. Psalms chapter 3. Psalms 3, chapter verse 4. I cried unto you, Yahweh, with my voice, and He heard me out of His holy hill. Selah. I laid me down and slept, and I awakened, for Yahweh sustained me. Meaning what? It says that He sustained me. Meaning, He showed me mercy, compassion. No, forgive me. Assist, sustain. He comforted me. Forgive me, I'm looking at the wrong notes. But all praises. He says that for I laid me down and slept. I awakened. I awake for Yahweh sustained me anyway. He comforted me. He sustained me. Many times you're gonna find yourself in these situations. Like all hopes is gone, but the Most High will comfort you. He will sustain you. You might find yourself in a situation. You might about to lose everything you have. And you lay down at nighttime just with all this heaviness on your mind, but then the Most High, you'll wake uh out of this deep sleep, stressing from one day to the next, then you wake up and then the Most High will comfort you. How would he comfort you? Because he will show you favor. For whatever it is that puts you through those things to plague your mind the day before, when you wake up, he will sustain you, he will comfort you. He will do things for you to give you peace of mind. So he said, I cried unto Yahweh with my voice, and he heard me out of his holy hill. You might be going through something. You might pray to the Lord the next day. I mean, the night before. You might lay down in that prayer. You wake up, and he's going to comfort you and wake up. Why? Because you might get a phone call. Somebody might say, hey, man, I'm about to pay this off for you. Hey, you got a job interview today. We want you. We're going to make sure that you're going to work on these certain days. Favor. Okay. Now, let's go to Genesis 6. I'm going to dive into a couple of our forefathers that have faith from the Most High. Genesis chapter 6. I'll start at verse 8. Genesis chapter 6 and verse 8. But Noah found grace in the eyes of Yahweh. That's favor. How did he find grace? Verse 9, these are the generation of Noah. Noah was a just man. That's why. And perfect. That's another reason why. And in his generation, and Noah walked with Elohim because he walked uprightly. He was a just, righteous man. He did the will of the Most High. He walked according. In the generation that he was in, he did what was required of us as a people. That's why he got grace. That's why the Most High gave him favor. You will find favor throughout your generation in this particular time now. But you have to do what? Walk uprightly before him, honorable before the Most High. Now, let's go to the book of Samuel. 1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 26. 1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 26. First Samuel chapter 2 and verse 26. And the child Samuel grew on, and was in favor both with Yahweh and also with men. He got favor. He had respect from the Most High. He was esteemed in front of men because he walked accordingly to the laws, statute, and commandments. Now, let's go to the book of Daniel 1 and 9. Book of Daniel, chapter 1 and verse 9. This is going to be a short topic, so I'm just trying to go over a few things and put some, give us some comfort of the things that we can get favor from the Most High if we do according to His will. Daniel chapter 1 and verse 9. Now Elohim had brought Daniel into favor and tender love with the prince of the Eunuchs. No, the eunuchs. The eunuchs. He gave him favor in front of the prince of the eunuchs. What does it mean? He gave him respect and esteem. And the prince of the eunuchs said unto Daniel, I fear my Elohim, well, my Lord, the king who have appointed your meat and your drink. For why would he see your faces worse likened than the children, and there are which are of your sort? Then shall ye make me endanger my head to the king. The Most High gave him favor. See, what's going on here is that when you find yourself in a situation, the Most High can give you favor through your enemies. Remember, he says that I will make your enemies your footstool. He might go into captivity. But if you are uprightly in the eyesight of the Most High, doing his will and walking honorably, keeping his commandments, he will give you favor in the eyesight of those people. An example, let's go to the book of Acts, chapter 7 and verse 9. So when I'm going over, there's multiple types of favor that you can multiple types of favor that you can get from the Most High. Favor throughout your everyday lifetime, whether it's a job, whether it's stability with the house, your home, your money-wise, food. The Most High will give you favor in those things. He will also give you favor in the midst of your enemies. And I'm going to give you a story when I get done. Okay, Acts chapter 7. Acts 7 and 9. And the patriarchs moved in envy and sold Joseph into Egypt, but Elohim was with him and delivered him out of all his affliction and gave him favor and wisdom in the sight of Pharaoh the king of Egypt, and made him governor over Egypt and all his house. The patriarchs going to the other 12 tribes of Israel, right? The 12 tribes, his brothers. They sold him. But by doing it, the Most High still gave him favor in the midst of his enemies. And not only did he give him favor in the midst of the enemy, but he established him with wisdom and set him on high. The Most High can do it for you. Because if you walk uprightly according to the will and the purpose of the Most High will establish you. He will show you favor when you thought that favor was impossible. He will show it to you. He will make his work known unto thee. This is his work being made known unto us. From then and from now and forevermore, Israel. Now, let's go to the book of Proverbs 3 and 34. I'm almost done. The book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 34. Proverbs 3 through 4. Start at verse 3. Forgive me. Let not mercy and truth, mercy what? Let not compassion or forgiveness, mercy, meaning what? A person that has mercy for you, somebody that has the power in their hands to do what? To punish you. So in this sense, we're talking about the Most High. Let not the mercy that the Most High has for you to keep you from being punished and truth forsake thee. Let not compassion from the Most High to punish you and truth forsake thee, meaning the laws. Let not the compassion or the laws of the Most High forsake thee. Bind them upon thy neck, write them upon the table of thine heart, meaning the consciousness of your mind. So thou shalt find favor and good understanding in the sight of Elohim and man. When you do, see, what I'm going through right now is the stages that it's going to take for you to gain favor from the Most High. Remember where your mercy and compassion come from not being punished or judged. Remember the truth of the Most High that's going to guide you, which is that light. When you do that, you will gain favor from the Most High and from man. Just like the Most High gave Joseph that favor, he also gave him favor what? In the midst of men. And not only just regular men, but the king of Egypt. With Pharaoh of Egypt, right? Now, Let's go to Proverbs chapter 8. And we're going to start at verse 34. Blessed is the man that heareth me and watch daily at my gates. The gates is watch daily at my gate, waiting at the post of my doors. The gate is going to you, his leadership. You know, I'm just gonna give a quick example of that. We're gonna go to Proverbs 30, 31. Proverbs 31. We're gonna start at verse 23. Her husband is known in the gates when he sitteth among the elders of the land. That is the gate, the elders, the leadership. So now back to Proverbs 8, and we're going to start at 34. Blessed is the man that heareth me. Watch it daily at my gates, meaning what? He's meditating. He's willing. He's at the gate trying to learn all the time. He want to learn from those that was before him. He respect the elders. He trying to learn and be taught. He's humble. Okay. Blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gate, waiting at the post of my doors. For who findeth me findeth life, and shall obtain favor of Yahweh. When you find him in the way, when you seek him out through this book, when you keep his commandments, when you know who he is, when you know his laws, his statute, commandment, you find it what? Find it life, which is the law, statute, and commandments, and shall obtain favor of Yahweh. He that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul, and they that hate me love it death. So if you do the opposite of these things, then you love death, and you hate it the Most High. Now, we can obtain favor by walking uprightly. How do we walk uprightly? By walking in his ways, his law, statute, commandments. By keeping his commandments, diligently seeking his face, meditating on his word. This is how we obtain favor with the Most High. And with that comes what? Many things, many obstacles can we conquer by just obtaining favor from the Most High. So like, I obtained favor today from the Most High. I went and I had an interview today, and I got a job for a company. And the job was from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and off Wednesday, Thursday, and Wednesday to Tuesday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Those days. And I told him, I said, I can't work those days. And the Most High gave me a favor. He said, well, how about if I give you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then you off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? I didn't have to tell him why I didn't need those days off. I didn't have to say, well, I keep the Sabbath day. But you know what? He still gave me favor. And that was all the will of the Most High. If you walk uprightly and honorable in the Most High's eyes, and you keep his law, statute, commandment, you do the will of your Father, the Most High will also give you favor in everything that you do. And with that, I say shalom. Most High, Christ bless. We got next.